Welcome back to From Vinyl to Streaming, Tunes Through Time with Abby and Judy. I'm Abby.
And I'm Judy.
How's your week, Judy?
My week was good. How about your week?
It was good.
Did you do anything fun?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
You hung out with me.
That's so right. We hung out all weekend. It was really cute.
We watched scary movies.
We did watch scary movies. We played a lot of Skippo.
A lot of Skippo.
And we made caramel apples.
We made caramel
It
apples.
was so cute.
We got some hot wings.
Some hot wings. We had a really fun weekend.
We had a really fun weekend.
That's right, we did.
Yeah, that's what we did this
what
week.
We did. Yeah.
So that was fun.
We love scary movies.
We do.
And we're the only ones who love scary movies. So when we're together,
we watch
scary movies.
And we didn't watch too scary. And we watched how do you say it? Corpse Bride.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else? We watched something else.
We watched The House at the End of the Street.
The House at the End of the Street. That's really kind of scary with
Jennifer
Lawrence, if you ever seen that.
Mm-hmm. And then we watched The Shining, which is our
favorite. It's a classic.
It's a classic. We love it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. We know where all the bad parts, so we can skip.
So we can skip right through.
And yeah.
And then we're good.
Then we're good.
Except some people's skipping abilities is taken into question.
I had a little bit harder time this time, but
it's okay.
I tried really hard.
She did a really good job.
We just got this new remote, and it's a little bit harder to use.
But it's okay because you.
But I tried.
She killed it. She did
and
a great
I tried
job.
to cover your eyes.
She did cover my eyes.
So we make it as PG as we possibly can.
Yeah. So it was great.
So it was a lot of fun.
It's a family-friendly movie.
It is a family-friendly movie if you make it PG.
Mm-hmm.
And I try my hardest to make it PG.
She did such a good job.
So yeah.
But yeah, so that's right. We had a really fun weekend.
We had a fun weekend. So yeah, we partied. All weekend.
We partied so hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite part of the week.
Me too. Yeah.
I think if there was anything else. No, that was it.
Yes. So kind of getting into our topic today, there was some really bad news this week. Really sad news.
Heartbreaking news.
Really really devastating news. I'm sure everyone knows, but Liam Payne from One Direction passed away this week.
Did she say that almost made me cry?
It's devastating.
Sad.
I'm really, really, really upset. I mean, obviously, a couple weeks ago, me and Maddie did our video about One Direction. You guys know we're huge One Direction fans.
Yeah, I am a huge
One Direction
fan. I love them. I don't know what it is. And like separately, I've never really followed Harry Styles. I mean, a little bit of Niall.
Mm-hmm.
I like Niall.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't really followed them since. But my goodness, when they were together.
They were the best.
They were literally the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally the best.
Yeah.
So this is really heartbreaking. I think it's heartbreaking the way he died.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've really come to any real conclusion yet other than it's tragic.
Yeah.
Just tragic all the way around.
Yeah.
And I just... he wasn't even one of my favorites, but he did sing really well.
Yeah, he was very, very talented.
He was very talented,
mm-hmm.
and it was heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking.
So heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And it was so unexpected and like just unbelievable for the longest time. I feel like it's like setting in now that like it happened, but like really just so unbelievable for the longest time.
It really was. Abby texted me and she said Liam Payne died, and I was like, what? No way, because he's so young.
Yeah.
He's so young,
mm-hmm.
and it's just, I don't know. And then I have to like find out as much as possible. Yeah. I am like obsessed. I'm not as obsessed last few days. I haven't been as obsessed, but for a while there, I just had to go on YouTube, hear all the reports,
mm-hmm.
hear everything. I'm just that way when people die like that, and it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah,
just heartbreaking.
Absolutely devastating.
Yeah, so I don't know. We kind of want to just talk about One Direction a little bit and our love for them,
mm-hmm.
and like pay a little tribute to Liam.
Yeah,
because he brought a lot of joy in my life.
He did. Me too.
Their music, it brought a lot of joy in my. And I just, I don't know. I just think it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been famous. Never really wanted to be famous. I don't understand what goes on with being famous. So there's no judgment here.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he was someone who obviously had his demons and had his issues and everything. And I think a lot of that comes from being so famous, so young.
So
like,
young.
So,
yeah.
Like, unimaginably famous.
Yeah. Like, I like, back in the day when they were real popular, I would watch their YouTube video on their auditions.
Yeah.
A lot. I watched it over. I thought their rise to fame during is it X Factor?
Yeah.
The X Factor was just interesting.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it was just amazing how they got together and they became so good.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like when he was auditioning, because this was his second audition.
Yep.
He took it so seriously.
Yeah.
Like, it almost felt like it was like a life or death thing for him.
Yeah.
Even back then. I think he just wanted it so badly. Yeah. And he was kind of a serious person. I think he joked around when he was with the group, but
I think the group kind of loosened him up.
Yeah, because I think he was very serious.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I just think it's too hard. I think it's too hard on these kids sometimes. I think there are some kids that can do it and they come out fine to a point.
Yeah.
But honestly, that is a lot.
It is. I genuinely can't even imagine.
And they were going as soon as X Factor was. I mean, they were going during the X Factor. I mean, I don't even think they had time to realize what they were doing during the X Factor. And they just all of a sudden became this band. They were put together, and then they were trying their hardest to get their name out there.
Yeah. And their X Factor performances are iconic. They are so funny.
I was trying to analyze them in my brain because I haven't watched them for a while. And I just think, like, Harry was so charismatic.
Yeah.
Like, he had so much charisma. And he was just like, I'm going to do this, that. And he just was kind of relaxed about it.
Yeah.
I think he wanted it really bad too, but I think he was more laughing about it and just like, I want it, but it's not life or death.
Yeah.
Even though I think he would do anything to become famous. Yeah. Like, if that didn't work out, he would have tried something else.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt.
Yeah. Like, he just had the personality.
Yeah. And then I looked at, like, I think of Niall, and I just think he was just a goofball.
He was just a sweet goofball.
He was kind of just like a little boy thinking, I'm just going to go do this and I'm going to get on and it's just going to be that easy. And then, like, they were like, I don't know. And he's like, please remember how he just started begging. He just
started begging him. So funny.
And he just had this cute little boyish, and that was kind of cool. And then there was, what's his name? Louis. And I think he just thought, I'm just going to try.
Yeah. It's like, it's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
And then Zayn, I don't remember Zayn's as much. Do you?
I feel like he was pretty shy about it, but I mean,
he was pretty shy about a lot of it, like the dancing part.
I think he was just a little more self-aware than the other ones.
I think so too.
They were the other ones were more willing to be goofy.
Yeah, like,
kind of mess around, where he was kind of more self-aware of.
Yeah, like, I don't think Niall was very self-aware at all.
He was just there for a good time.
I'm just gonna go. I'm just not even gonna practice. I think even Simon said, you didn't even practice that song, did you? And he was like, no. But he was, like, so cute that he almost just, and I think he knew it. And Simon even said that to him. Like, you just think you're gonna make it on your personality. And it's like, yeah. And he did. Yeah. And he's been very successful. And he sings really well.
Yeah. He definitely came into his voice.
He did. Say. And I think he's fun to listen to. I really like him.
I do too. I like him a lot.
So I thought, that was kind of fun.
Yeah. The X Factor days. Well, what was funny was they got third place in the X Factor. They didn't even win, but they were kicked off and were immediately huge.
They were huge. Yeah. I don't know how they didn't win.
And they hadn't even put out a song. Yeah. And they were huge. Like, everyone was obsessed with these boys. And so they get off, they lose the X Factor, they come in third place. Yeah. Which, I mean, whoever beat them, I'm not sure, but I think that's,
I don't know, nobody knows.
Yeah, it's like, that's, they won, but they didn't really win. Like, One Direction really won.
They really won when it comes to public things. And it was just so funny too when they were trying out and then, like, they got cut. Remember how they got cut? Liam looked devastated. Yeah. I mean, he looked just devastated. Niles was just crying like a little boy would. Yeah. Seemed like Harry was pretty sad.
Yeah. It seemed like, I think Zayn might have been crying too.
I think they were all crying to a point.
I mean, because they were like 14 years old.
Yeah.
Like they were
14 or 16 or something.
I think because, I mean, there's age differences between them.
So in that range,
14 to
16. But I do remember Liam. He just took it so seriously. I really felt like he thought this was his shot.
Yeah.
Either he made it or not. And when he got cut, he just like devastated. Yeah. So I think he had a lot of demons there, like where he wanted it so badly. And I think he really wanted it. I don't think it was people pushing him or anything. I think he just felt like this was his thing.
Yeah.
And I think once they put him in a group, he was like, I don't really want this. I wanted myself. But then he thought maybe I can get my name out there at least. Yeah. But then they took off. They were huge. And then like their songs at the beginning were just kind of funny. Like Kiss, is it called Kiss You?
Yeah.
I think that one's funny. You know, and they were dancing. Remember they were on the bike and like the video.
Yeah. The music video, that music video is hilarious.
It is so fun. Cute. I think that's why I started liking them. Like these boys are cute.
Yeah.
Like they're just fun. They're just having a good time. They're singing these goofy little songs. But then as they matured, their music matured.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're really interesting because, I mean, as a band, like you go back and listen to their songs and they are incredible and iconic, but they were not groundbreaking in the slightest. Like you really think about like why they were as big as they were, and it doesn't really make sense. Other than the fact that they just were so much fun. You know what I mean? Like they just looked like they were having so much fun. Yeah. I mean, they were cute boys, so of course all the girls loved them, but like they were just so fun. Their
videos were really fun. Just really fun. I thought all of them. Like those early songs, they were just a riot. Yeah. They were just goofy.
And I feel like all of their music videos are like, it's a music video of them just messing around. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Like the Live While We're Young music video where they're like messing around in a pool, or they're jumping on trampolines, or the Kiss You where they're on all these sets just messing around.
And it was just funny. Their sets were funny. It was just so funny. Because remember Harry did something to Zayn in that one. It was just so funny. And I can't even remember. I need to watch it again. Yeah.
But they were just so fun.
They were really fun. And then last night, I felt like watching some of their videos.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I can't do it. Like, I haven't listened to them. Like, I really can't bring myself to it yet.
I did, and it was hard. Yeah. Because I really liked them. When they first started, I thought they were cute. The girls would play their music. I thought they were really cute. But then, like, I remember when Best Song Ever came out, and I just thought, what a dumb name of a song. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a dumb song, and I thought this is where they blew it. Yeah. They blew it by singing the best song ever. And it ended up being the best song ever.
It really is the best song ever.
It was really fun, and the way they did it was really fun. So I was watching that video. And
I think that's their best video. Yeah. That's the one where they had them all dress up as different characters and stuff.
And it really broke my heart.
Because
Liam came in there, and he was... Yeah, he was like, and then he says to Liam, "You're just perfect. Like you're
and you just sit there and look pretty."
He's like, "You're just perfect the way you are." So I can't remember. Like it was just so funny, and I was watching them, and I'm like, "This is such a fun band. What a fun band!" And it did make me sad. I'm actually really sad. And then I watched Story of Your Life. Story of My Life. Story of My Life. Yeah. See, I don't know names. And I watched
That's such a good music video.
And I thought that was the best music video.
That's such a good
I just thought that was so clever and so sweet. And they all sing so good in it. And then I watched some of their videos where they were singing live. I think it was Story of My Life. And they would all be in a circle, and they would switch when it was their part. So it was like they were kind of in a round. And so then they'd go back and so good. Yeah. They're just so good.
They are so good.
And then I just got kind of sad, and I probably shouldn't have watched the videos. It was probably too soon.
I really can't bring myself to it because I know I'll be like I really want to watch the This Is Us, I think is what it's called, their movie. But I just don't think I can do it yet.
I remember
because I'm really heartbroken about this.
We drove home from Arizona, the three of us, me, you, and Emily, and we hurried and got St. George, and then we went and saw it in the theaters. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
and I just loved every minute of it. I don't know. I thought it was really fun.
Well, I think like kind of like what we're saying, like they were just having so much fun, and you could just really tell, like especially their live performances, they were just messing around the whole time. And like Midnight Memories originally started as a song about KFC. Like they wrote they had the tune and they wrote lyrics about KFC, and it's the funniest thing in the whole entire world.
Oh, I did not know this. Yeah, I will have to watch it.
Love KFC.
No way,
it's hilarious. Yeah, it's so funny. You have to watch the videos on that. But like, so they would like throw that into their live performances where they would change the lyrics or like
KFC.
Yeah, and like or like they pantsed Harry at one of them.
I saw that. Yeah,
they were just boys having fun.
Well, I also watched that one, Night Changes.
That's such a good one too.
The video is so funny.
It is so
because they're all like starting out with this date and it's all going so good and they're just being so suave and so great, and then at the end something happens. Like Liam threw up in the lake his girlfriend's hat, and Louis got pulled over by a cop and arrested. And it's just so funny because they're just reacting to a camera. You never see the girl.
Yeah.
And stuff, and
Harry breaks his arm. It's like it was you. Like that was like the whole point was like you were the girl on the date.
You were the girl, and
which is just so fun. Like,
and
so
they were
cute.
like, and like Miles gets caught on fire, and he's sitting there. And I just love these guys so much. And Zane gets spaghetti poured on his head.
Doesn't he get kicked out of a restaurant?
Yeah. Well, no, the girlfriend's ex-boyfriend comes.
That's what it is.
And he like pours the wine on his head and he gets spaghetti on it. I'm like, I would never let anyone do that to me, even if I was getting paid for it. But he did. And it was just so fun.
Yeah.
And then Zane left.
Yes, which was devastating.
It was devastating.
It was very sad. Because he was your favorite, wasn't he?
He was one of my favorites, yeah. I thought he was really good.
Yeah. He's extremely talented. Like as a singer,
extremely talented. Yeah, and I don't know what it was about him.
Yeah.
I just thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But he left, and that was sad. But, there was always this little bit of hope.
Yeah.
That someday they could make up.
Yeah, get over their differences.
And get over their differences and come back together.
Mm-hmm. And I honestly, what's so heartbreaking about this is it seemed like they were getting to that point. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they were.
Because Zane's kind of making a resurgence back into public life, and he has been doing interviews and things like that, and he's,
I think he's in a better place now.
Yeah, he's in a good place. He's talked to all of them. Like, they're all good. They're just doing their own thing right now, kind of a thing.
And Liam was kind of going off on some things, so it was like, well, will Liam ever come back? I think they'll forgive him, but I think he needs to get in a better place a little bit.
And that was the thing with Liam, is he definitely said some things that made One Direction fans upset, but you could tell he wasn't doing okay. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't really people weren't upset from a place of anger kind of a thing. It was more worry,
like
what's going on
doing?
with him.
Yeah, it was like, what's going on with him? Because it wasn't like he was saying it in a sane way.
No.
Like it was just like I hope he gets some help. Kind of. Like I hope he gets help and then he can come back.
Yeah.
So, but now there's no more.
Yeah.
No more One Direction.
One Direction will never be.
They will never be. I mean, he was a huge part. He sang really well.
Yeah.
I liked him in One Direction. I haven't listened to him since he left.
Well, he said that because after he left, his first single, Strip That Down, was huge. Like it really was. It was huge. And he says if that hadn't taken off like it did, he wouldn't have continued to release music because I think he was pretty messed up by the end of One Direction. But that really took off. But other ones did well too, but never that well. And I just think he couldn't keep it up. And Harry Styles is Harry Styles. You know what I mean?
Harry Styles is huge. And I haven't catched up with him, or I haven't even really listened to his music. I mean, he's had some stuff and I've heard it, but I haven't even really kept up with him even.
Yeah, I have. I like his solo stuff, and Niall's solo stuff is really,
I
really
do
good.
like Niall. He has some really good ones.
Zane's is really good. I haven't really kept up on Louis.
I have never kept up on Louis.
But it just, I don't know. It's just heartbreaking. And like, his kid, his 7-year-old son. It was really sad. Like before he passed away, he was talking about, or he was asked in an interview, like, kind of like about his son, and he's like, oh, he's like super musical, like, kind of thing. And they're like, oh, would you ever let him, kind of be in the music industry? And he's like, no way. Like, I would never, like, people aren't built for this kind of a thing. Like, I think he had a really complicated relationship with his fame, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, because I wonder what happens in their fame like that. Like, it just seems like, especially if they're young, they just, I think, are they taken advantage of? Are they just can't handle I mean, they're not even mature adults yet. No. I mean, there's nothing in their brain that's even mature. No. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he said once before that, like, because they were so big, they couldn't go anywhere because they would just get mobbed. So they would just lock them in their hotel room. Yeah. And what's in your hotel room? The mini fridge.
The mini
bar. So I think from a young age, that was what they did.
And I think didn't even Niles have a hard time with drinking?
Think so.
Not so much drugs, but drinking.
Drinking, yeah.
So that's what they do.
And
he's from Ireland, right?
Yeah, he is.
That's what they do in Ireland.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. But he kind of got over it. I mean,
I just think people handle it differently.
Like, I look at Niall, and he's been really, really famous. Mm-hmm. He's done really well on his own. But I think he just takes it in stride. Like, he does what he wants to do, kind of. Mm-hmm. I feel like he goes golfing a lot. He just relaxes a lot. I don't think he was ever so into it that it was life or life and death kind of a thing. Like, he just does his thing. Like, he'll go on tour when he feels like it. He'll release music when he feels like it.
And I think he does. And I think all of them have done a good job of keeping their personal lives separate. Like keeping some privacy.
Yeah, I agree.
In their lives, which I think towards the end was what Liam struggled with that as well. I think just not having that separation.
I heard he had a lot of girlfriends that were influencers, like his last one was, and they wanted him in the spotlight. I almost think they used him.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there were real feelings and everything like that, but when you date someone like that, you always have them in the public eye with you. I don't know.
I think he needed help. I think he just needed some help.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for him.
I do too.
I feel bad for his family. I feel bad for everything.
But I mean, you even think about his son's mom. I mean, she's 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
She was a judge on the X Factor.
She's the one that helped put him through.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just, not that, any of this is anyone's fault or anything, but like, I just think there was something, like, even if it wasn't her, like, there was, the environment was just not
a safe
environment for them at that age.
I don't feel like he was ever able to just stop.
Yeah.
Like, he was always kind of on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like when he was doing these controversial interviews at the end, he was just being thrown into the spotlight.
Yeah. I mean, especially that one. I mean, I don't like Logan Paul at all anyways, but that interview felt very
messed up.
Very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like he was trying
like
to
opportunistic.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's the interview that really caused a lot of the problems and a lot of the hate that he got towards the end.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that was
I just think he needed maybe to go home to his mom.
Yeah.
And I don't think he knew how to do that.
Yeah.
And not that his mom wasn't willing or anything. I think he just
it's all he known.
This is all he known, and then he had girlfriends, and I just think he needed his mom and dad maybe. Yeah. But not that they weren't there for him and wouldn't have accepted him.
I'm sure they were doing their best.
I'm sure they were trying to do their best too. I just don't think. I mean, he was a grown adult, and I just don't think
that was an option for him.
That he knew how to get to that option. Yeah, because I think he probably felt like he had to be in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
And that's sad.
Yeah.
So Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Come home to mommy if you need to.
Always.
But yeah.
But what was your favorite One Direction album?
I don't know any of the albums.
Okay, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song's probably Story of My Life.
Okay.
That one.
I think that's from Midnight Memories.
Or I do like Night Changes. I like that for some reason. I think it's a really good one. So I don't know any other albums.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which one's your favorite?
Probably Made in the AM, which is their last one. It's the one without Zayn. Kind of controversial. And I do love Zayn. Don't get me wrong. And I love his songs with One Direction. But I loved Made in the AM. I think I had so many.
What songs were on that
one? Like History was on that one.
Oh, History's good.
Made in the AM. Or is that what it's called? I don't know. I think it might have just been called AM. That song. Why can't I think? Oh. It had a lot of really good ones on there, and I can't think of them right now. So I
remember when they came out with that album without saying.
It came out the same day as Purpose. If I Could Fly. That's such a good song.
I don't know that one. I think I gave up after
Walking
Zayn.
in the Wind. Such a good song.
Once Zayn left, I left. So I don't remember.
I Want to Write You a Song.
I don't know that one either.
Song.
I don't know that one.
So good. Made in the AM. It's so good. But let me see. I think, what did you say? Story of My Life. Yeah, that is on Midnight Memories.
What else is on Midnight? I think that was
Best Song Ever. You and I.
Yeah, that one's my favorite. I think because it has
Half a Heart.
I don't know that one. You and I was really good.
Yeah, that was a cute music video too.
Yeah, that was cute. That's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I just love Best Song Ever and
Story of My Life.
Story of My Life. I just think they're just the best songs.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was actual, like it wasn't just kid music.
Yeah.
It was actual music that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, what's that song called? Best Song Ever was kind of not. It was still
but it was just fun.
It was just a fun song. Yeah.
But 4 was really good too. That one had Steal My Girl on there, Night Changes.
Oh, Night Changes I like. Steal My Girl was good.
Yeah.
Which one's this one?
4. That was the last one with Zayn.
Oh, okay. So, sorry. I don't know these songs as well as she does. Yeah. Night Changes.
Fool's Gold, such a good song.
I don't know.
Fireproof, such a good song.
See, I don't know any of them other Night Changes and Still My Girl.
Yeah. You probably know, a lot from, where is it? Up All Night and Take Me Home. Up All Night was our first one.
What Makes You Beautiful was good. Yep. One Thing.
Yep. So many good songs.
Yeah, I don't know too many of those.
This one you actually probably know the most.
Kiss You.
Such a good one.
Little Things. Oh, that was a good song.
Such a cute one.
That was really cute.
Yes. Which that song is actually hilarious because it's supposed to be like really sweet, but it's kind of insulting to the person, but like sweet too. It's just kind of funny.
Live While We're Young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Those were all, they were all classic. So we went to their concert.
We did.
We actually got to see them in Arizona.
A badge of honor we hold very dear.
We do hold it very dear. Mm-hmm. It was a fun concert.
It was so
It was fun. A lot of fun. It was the last concert that Zayn, the last concert.
Yeah, he quit in the middle of that tour.
Did he quit in the middle? So we barely got to see him.
Barely got to see him.
So we got to see them all together.
Yeah, we did.
And
which was so cool.
Which
so
is
much fun.
The theory that I have. See as many people as you can in concert because someday
you really just never know. I mean,
you never know.
Liam wasn't old.
He was not old. Who would have ever thought? I didn't think he was as bad off as he was.
No.
I mean, with his problems. I don't know. So
go to as many concerts as you can. See the people you want to see because
you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, I just started this a few years ago.
Yeah,
it's my theory for a few years now, and I've really tried to do it because it's really, really sad.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like concerts, some people may not like concerts, but we do. It was just a fun concert. We were up kind of high, but not too high. We're on the second.
Well, trying to get tickets, I remember, was like an Olympic event. Like
it was an Olympic event.
It was a nightmare. And we had to go all the way to Arizona because they weren't coming anywhere near us. Not that Arizona's that far, but
it feels like
it felt far.
We drove.
So it did feel far. But like it was, I remember I was in French class texting you like they're on sale, like you have to hurry go. And then you heard like you got them. It was the whole thing. This other girl in my French class brought her laptop to buy tickets there, and she didn't get them, but you did.
I
was
did.
like
I got them.
It was seriously like an Olympic event.
It was, and I'm grateful we did.
It was the original. It was the original Eras Tour ticket experience.
It was. But maybe worse because back then it was harder to get tickets, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was harder. I don't know. Unless you really had a good in.
Yeah.
It was harder.
Yeah. But we saw them, which was so much fun. And
they were
5 Seconds of Summer opened for them.
And we missed the traffic going there. I didn't realize. We left so early.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
So bad.
I mean, it was 2014. So I feel like we didn't, I feel like venues have figured out concerts now. At that point in time, they had not.
Yeah, and they were in a big stadium, the football stadium there, where the Cardinals play. And I don't know.
Baseball, is that?
It's football.
Cardinals?
I think there's a Cardinals.
Oh, maybe. I have literally no idea. Is there a baseball team? I don't know.
Well, St. Louis Cardinals, but I think
I have literally no idea.
I think they were in St. Louis. Now they're in Arizona.
Okay.
Look them up.
Okay.
I don't want people like shouting,
no,
you're wrong, you're wrong.
I have literally no idea. Arizona.
Diamondbacks. No, it's baseball.
Cardinals.
Is it the Cardinals?
Cardinals is football. You're right. Right?
I think so. I think I'm right.
Yeah, it's a football team. You're right.
Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals.
I know nothing.
That's where football. They were, and it was
so fun.
Fun.
I remember them coming out on stage, and it was like literally life changing.
I know.
It was
I'm
so
surprised
much
you didn't
fun.
faint.
I am too. Like I was so in love.
You were
so in love. So in love.
You were.
Yeah.
And I didn't blame you. They were cute. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't in love because I was like an old mom, but I just thought they were fun and cute.
But I mean, like you had like New Kids on the Block,
kind
of a thing. So like you knew.
I knew what you guys were going through, and let me tell you, these guys were cute. They were all really cute.
Well, and what was fun about them is they were really cute, really fun, and they weren't out there like talking crap about like women kind of thing. Like they knew they could get any girl they wanted, but they weren't gross about it. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where a lot of like famous men are, especially that age kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like Justin Bieber. But
hey, we're not saying names.
We're not saying anything. But they just weren't. Like they were just fun and like just like good guys.
Like just good fun people to be around. Like they would be fun to hang out with.
Yeah. They were just having a good time.
I don't know.
I just love them.
Yeah, so we just wanted to pay a little tribute to Liam.
Yeah.
And One Direction. Yeah. And just let, like, I doubt if anyone's listening, but if they do, you brought some joy into our lives.
So much joy.
You didn't owe us anything, but you did. You brought joy into our lives, and we just really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we wish the best for all of them.
Yeah. And I think, since this news has come out, there's been a lot of like posts on TikTok and Instagram, like of people just kind of talking about like what One Direction meant to them. And it's really incredible to see the impact that they had. Like these 5 boys who were just making music.
They were trying out to the X Factor.
Yeah.
As single individual singers.
And it really changed people's lives. Changed my life.
I know. And
I love One Direction.
I love them too.
Yeah.
I just think they were fun. They were cute. So I just kind of want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the One Direction members and
our hearts go out to Liam's family.
And Liam's family and his son and everything. Yeah. It's
just devastating.
It just makes me want to cry really bad. And I hate when people say hating things on him. I just don't think there needs to be any hate.
No.
I didn't think there needed to be hate anyways. I mean, I know he said some controversial things and stuff, but he has his opinion and we didn't live his life and we don't know.
Yeah,
so,
we weren't there for it.
Yeah. And they don't owe us anything.
No.
They gave us so much and they didn't owe us anything. Yeah. So
we love you, Liam.
We do love you, Liam. And One Direction.
And hopefully
I don't want to cry. But
hopefully someday the 4 of them will get back together.
Yeah. Do something.
Yeah.
Maybe when Liam's son's a little bit older and he can take his place.
That would be sweet.
It'd be sweet. Especially said, he was musical.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
we love One Direction.
We do. So then we were like talking about there's been so many groups or so many singers in this life that have really affected us, or
ones we love
that also died kind of tragically, and we just thought maybe we could just talk about those people and not be depressing or sad or anything, but just what they gave to us, gave to the world, pay a little tribute to them, because it must be just a really hard business.
Yeah, I can't even imagine being famous at all versus, or let alone on the level that these artists were at.
So let's talk about our first one.
Okay, we have John Denver.
John Denver, who cannot not like John Denver.
I know. His music was just so like,
beautiful,
serene.
He could paint a picture with his words when he was singing that you could actually visualize.
Yeah.
And I don't know too many artists that can do that.
Yeah.
He just had, and it was such a calming voice too. Just such a calm, good voice. Like he just was. I remember growing up, I just loved him. I loved him so much, and he was always kind of goofy, especially in his early career. He was, he had the little round glasses and he'd say "far out," and it's kind of like this hippie kind of country boy that liked the mountains so much, and he was just fun. Towards the end, he got a little political, and I think he got sad because he wasn't as famous.
Yeah.
And people weren't taking him, like, listening to his music. And I think he had a hard time with that. And I felt bad for him for that, because he could have, if he was around right now, he'd be selling out.
Oh, absolutely.
Any concert he wanted.
Well, and the thing is, like, I feel like now, like, with streaming, you're able to really see how, like, I feel like it's a lot more of a, like, tangible view of how famous you actually are or how beloved you actually are, because, someone buys a CD or a record or a tape or whatever it was at the time, and they just buy it once. They can listen to it as many times as they want, but it's only one number. You know what I mean? Where a stream is over and over again.
Yeah.
And I listen to John Denver all the time. Like,
we have really beautiful mountains here in Utah, and if I'm ever driving in the mountains, I just love to listen to John Denver, because I see everything he's talking about. If you hear like his Eagle and the Hawk song, such a good song, I can see that hawk diving for his prey, and I can see that eagle sitting there, majestic and everything. I can see it, and it is just powerful, I think. And he's just like that. Like, even his love songs were so beautiful. Yeah. And like you were saying about the streaming, like, I think he thought people didn't like him as much anymore. And I think that was sad, because disco kind of came in, and then the 80s music, and he just couldn't keep up. Yeah. Because that wasn't his thing. Yeah. He was a folk singer, and it just wasn't his thing. Yeah. So I think he couldn't see it. Whereas I think now he could. Yeah, definitely. And now he would be like...
Well, he would... Like, if he were to be touring nowadays, like you said, he would sell out stadiums.
He could,
for sure.
Yeah, he could do a lot. And I think he would be amazed at that. And I think it's sad that he's not here to see that. Yeah. Or, here you weren't even alive when he's alive. No. And you still love his music. So I remember when he died, that was like one of the first, I think, singers that died that I actually was like, there's no more music. There will never be any more new music from John Denver. Yeah. And it was truly heartbreaking. Like, heartbreaking. And I don't know. It's just so sad. So, John Denver.
Yeah. I think
you're the best.
He's the best. I think one, not to bring him up every single episode,
but you can.
Noah Kahn reminds me a lot of John Denver.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's similar, folk song, singer-songwriter kind of vibes. I feel like Noah Kahn does a great job of painting a picture. So it's just kind of, it just makes you think, like, what would he be making nowadays if he were still alive, where that kind of music is really in right now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Folk like, music's coming back.
What it would be like if he was still alive.
Yeah. So, and he just died tragically in his airplane.
Yeah.
Ran out of gas over the ocean. I was
So
heartbroken.
sad.
I was really sad when he
Yeah.
died. I was really, I mean, I was literally, and I don't really get too sad when people die, like famous people. I don't know them. They're
Yeah.
not personal. I think more musicians like Liam, it's just like, it's over.
Yeah.
There's no more music from these people.
Yeah.
And that's really heartbreaking and
really
sad. And I have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, John Denver. Who was our next one?
John Lennon.
Okay, we'll talk about John Lennon because everybody knows I love the Beatles.
Yes.
You like the Beatles. And this was before Abby, way before Abby was born. I was only in junior high, I think, when he was shot.
So, yeah.
In New York City by some guy that just shot him.
Yeah.
And it just, what a waste.
Yeah.
Like, I think they were talking, I think, about getting back together, at least having some music together. And before he died, I know, like, Paul McCartney said that they've been talking and stuff. And another one, no more music.
Yeah, I feel like this is one that's the most relatable to One Direction and Liam. You know, they were both huge bands. And then one was taken.
Yeah, and they could never be a band again.
Yeah.
Never.
Even if the other three got together, it will never be the same.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I've heard like they've always talked about like having John Lennon's son and George Harrison's son sing and kind of do that.
I think that is such a cute idea.
I think it's a cute idea.
I think that is so sweet.
It still wouldn't be the same, but
like what a beautiful way to honor their dads. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and to honor the Beatles.
Both John Lennon's sons, even though they have different moms, I think they both look like John Lennon.
Yeah.
I don't know, like in different ways.
His genes
were very strong in that guy. But
That's
yeah.
funny.
So yeah.
Yes.
Who's the next one?
Next we have Karen Carpenter.
Okay. See, all these people right now that we're talking about were before Abby.
Yes.
But she's pretty much, there's probably like 2 or 3 women singers that I can actually say I like. Karen Carpenter was definitely one of them.
Yes.
Pat Benatar's another.
Yes.
And that's about it. I mean, sometimes I like, okay, we'll say a little bit of Taylor Swift. I like a little bit of like Whitney Houston when she was just good. And a little bit of Barbra Streisand. I think she's very popular. I mean, very. It's
kind of a wild card.
Not popular. She was just really, she had a beautiful voice.
Very talented.
I don't really like her.
But very talented.
Karen Carpenter, I loved all her songs.
Yeah.
She was a beautiful singer. She was a, what is it? Alto, which if I try to sing, I'm an alto too. There's no way of getting up there.
The same.
So yeah, we were pretty much
the same. The same.
But she could sing and I cannot. But she just, the music was so beautiful.
So beautiful. The Carpenters are like just like one of those bands that are just so talented, so iconic.
So iconic. But they had a rough, I think it was pretty rough. And she died of anorexia, which she actually put a face to anorexia. Like, I don't think people really knew what it was until she died. And she was pretty skinny when she died. And it was just heartbreaking because she was just so talented.
So talented.
Yeah, I just wonder what goes on sometimes in this because I just look at these people. They had it all. They had so much talent. They just had everything. And I know she didn't try, like she didn't kill herself or anything.
We're not monetized.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Sorry. I know people say other things. Yeah. But she just starved herself. She was so much into perfection. And I just think it's so sad.
Yeah, I think her death is interesting because, like, in health class when I was growing up, she was we talked about when we talked about anorexia. Like, you always brought up Karen Carpenter. And like you said, she put a face to this disease. And I think, like, in a way, like, it's absolutely tragic that she passed away. But I think she has done a lot of good. Like, people have been able to learn from her.
I think she opened up a lot of eyes there.
And, started a conversation about something that wasn't necessarily talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Which
I think people didn't know about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at the time they just thought it was like people just trying to be skinny. But I think they've learned a lot more about it, that it's not.
It's a mental illness.
It's an actual mental illness where they're trying to be perfect. And it's so sad.
It is so sad.
Yeah. So another person who just brought a lot of joy into my life.
Yeah. Well, they're just so incredibly talented. Like the Carpenters' Christmas album is one of the best Christmas albums in the whole entire world. It's so good.
She had such a unique voice too. When you hear it, you know it's Karen Carpenter. Like right away. That's Karen Carpenter. Yeah.
So very, very sad.
Very sad.
The next one we have is Andy Gibb and Morris Gibb. Two of the Gibbs.
So Andy was, he wasn't as popular. I heard he was about to join the Bee Gees, though. But he was
just younger than him, wasn't he?
So he was a lot younger. He was a lot younger.
An original Bee Gees.
Yeah, he was a lot younger than them. Like maybe almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think something like that. He was just a lot younger. So he was really good. I don't think he was as good as the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
I think the reason he was popular because they wrote his songs and he sounded like them.
Yeah. He was like Bee Gees light.
Yeah. He was Bee Gees light. He was good looking. He was fun to watch sing.
Yeah.
And
he had some great songs.
So I just, there's a few of like, what's that one song he sings? Shadow Dancing, the other one, not that one. Like I said, I should write these things down before I start, but
I Just Want to Be Your Everything.
No.
Don't Throw It Away.
Don't throw it all away. Yeah, that one. Don't throw it all away. That was a pretty song. That was really, so I really liked him. He was just like, back in the day when I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
He was on the boyfriend list, So that was sad because he just died suddenly.
Yeah.
And then his brother Morris, who was the Bee Gees, his was sad because he was in an operation. I think he had a heart attack or something and died suddenly. No, it wasn't like he overdosed or anything.
Yeah.
He just died suddenly. I guess he ate a lot of bacon. I don't know. But that was sad because that was the end of the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
There was no more Bee Gees after that. Even though he wasn't the main singer and he didn't sing a lot, he did sing some. He was almost kind of the heart, I felt, of the Bee Gees.
The glue of them.
He was the glue. He was funny. He kind of was just neutral. I felt like he kept Barry and Robin together because they were always kind of fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Because they both had creative ideas. I think it's more and he was just like kind of the glue that kept them together. Yeah. And so after he died, it was like, no more Bee Gees.
Yeah.
And then when Robin died, it was kind of like, that's really sad, but the Bee Gees are gone.
Yeah.
Now, when Barry dies, there might be a few tears.
It's not going to be a good day in the Jones household.
Because, no, it's not. Because at least with Barry still alive, I feel like there's a chance to see him in concert. I don't know if he'll ever do a tour ever again. He's pretty old now, but there's still that chance I might get to see Barry Gibb. So, yeah.
But yeah, very, very sad. We love the Bee Gees.
We love the Bee Gees.
Okay, the next one is Christina Grimmie, and these next two are more like my generation. I wasn't a big fan of hers. For those of you who don't know, she was on The X Factor, or no, maybe it was The Voice.
It's probably The Voice.
I think it was The Voice. But she was on that, and then she kind of gained popularity from that, and then she was doing a meet and greet with her fans before her concert, and she was shot on stage and died. And I remember when she died. And even though I wasn't a big fan, it was like, it was one of those things because it's always a conversation of people, throwing things on stage or rushing the stage, things like that. And it's not, like, I feel like a lot of time it's just brushed off kind of a thing by fans because you just don't think much of it. But, like, this was, like, she was killed. Like, she was killed on stage, which is so, so tragic. And I remember there were, like, a lot of people who I followed, like, posting about it. And, like, just so tragic. I mean, she was 22. She was
really?
So young.
I don't know
so
what she
cute.
even looks like.
She had so much going for her. So that one was really sad. I remember
that's really sad. That's heartbreaking. I mean, to be murdered.
Yeah. Especially, like, in front of your fans. Like, on stage, doing what you love.
Yeah.
And then
that's it.
That's it.
That is really sad.
And then the other one that is the other person who I remember passing away was Mac Miller. I mostly know of him because he dated Ariana Grande for a long time, But I remember when they broke up, because his substance abuse just became something she couldn't manage anymore. And then when he passed away from an overdose, there was a lot of people were like, oh, because it wasn't that long after they broke up. A lot of people were blaming Ariana. This whole thing, it was really really sad, and she had already been kind of going through a lot with, Manchester, everything that happened there. I just remember feeling really bad for Ariana Grande when he passed away.
What happened in Manchester?
The bombing at her concert.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So she was going through a lot.
Yeah. So I just remember that was really sad.
I think it's really mean to blame anything on someone else when somebody has made choices.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
if the person was mean, like if they're calling him up and saying, I hate you so bad, or like doing something mean and publicly being mean, then I think you could address it a little bit. But just to be blaming her because she broke up because she couldn't handle the drugs and stuff, I say good for her that she did get out of there. But
I just remember that was, and like her music following it was a lot about him, obviously being something as sad as losing someone like that. But I just remember it was really really sad. I felt really bad.
That is sad.
Yeah, because they were very cute together.
They were.
And then the next couple we just wanted to talk about briefly.
Just briefly.
Yeah. Michael Jackson. We remember where we were when he passed away. That was one. I remember that was one. I was like what? Like
what? Because who thought he wasn't sick or anything?
No, like he just it was just on the news the same day Farrah Fawcett and the OxyClean guy.
I know. We were like, oh no, Farrah Fawcett died, but she had cancer. We all knew she was kind of close. And so that was so much of a shock, but we were still like, oh, Farrah Fawcett died. That's so sad. And also Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And we're like, what? No one saw that one coming.
Yeah. And he was just so iconic.
So iconic, yeah.
Like, you just can't imagine, like, him not being there kind of a thing.
Yeah, and, I think he has a little controversy, and I don't really want to go there, but
his music was iconic.
His music was iconic. And, he started at a very young age, and...
See, he's another one who never really had a chance, I don't think.
I don't think he had a chance.
Not, if anything that happened was true, we don't know what anything.
We don't know all that happened.
But, and that doesn't excuse anything. But
no,
I don't think he ever really had a shot.
I don't think he had a shot of a normal, any kind of normalcy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could make music and he could sing and he could dance. And he was a big talented part of
the 80s.
The 80s.
70s and 80s.
70s, 80s. I loved Michael Jackson. Yeah. And then our next one's Elvis Presley.
Yes.
Which I do remember. That's when I was like, where were you when you found out Elvis Presley died? Like a lot of people always remember where they were. And I was driving with my dad. We were going to go fishing. We were right by, there's a place called Burger Bar in where I grew up. And there's a light, and we were at the light. We were going to make a left, and I heard it on the radio that Elvis Presley died. And even though he's not my favorite, and there are some songs I like of his, but it was just like, Elvis?
Yeah.
Elvis just died?
Those icons. Like, even if you weren't a huge fan of, like when Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Kobe fan, not a big basketball fan. But like, you can't help but be like heartbroken by it. Like, it's just, I feel like a lot of it goes to a lot of these celebrities we see as like otherworldly almost, and kind of immortal in a way.
You kind of do.
So when mortality is struck so quickly, it's jarring. Very, very jarring.
It is very jarring. And we'd like to say, sorry, George Michael. You made my list, but not Abby's. George Michael, he died on Christmas Day.
That's so true. R.I.P. George Michael.
I love George Michael.
I wish his family the best. I really do.
Yeah, sorry.
He didn't make our tragic, quick, sudden death list.
It's all right though. But yeah, I think that's.
But yeah, so we just wanted to talk about a few of our favorites.
There's a lot of them that we could probably talk to. Like, I kind of vetoed any rappers because I'm not a big rapper fan.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to talk about rappers.
Yeah, we don't. Well, we're not big rap fans. We don't have a lot to say on them.
Yeah. There are a lot like Buddy Holly. That's kind of before our time, and he was great, but it didn't really affect us a whole lot. Like, we got the music after. So
yeah, so we never had the opportunity to want more.
Yeah,
Of thing.
yeah. So, and I think he was a really nice guy too.
Yeah.
I always felt bad because Waylon Jennings, who's one of my favorites of all time, he was supposed to be on the airplane with Buddy Holly. And
I can't even imagine.
gave up his seat because the other guy was sick. So he's like, you go, because it was really bad weather and stuff. And the other guy died, and Waylon Jennings didn't, and it really affected him.
I can't imagine living with that.
Yeah, he really had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so we don't really want this to be a depressing.
No, we just want to pay tribute to some of
We just want to pay
our
tribute
favorites who have gone.
to people that have gone, have really
impacted us.
It's impacted us, and we really love their music, and we just want to be, none of these people owe us this. Yeah. They, it's something they wanted to do, and they were really good at it, and
they brought a lot of joy into our lives.
Brought us a lot of joy, and and as we remember Liam Payne, it's just heartbreaking. Yeah, that's all I can say, and yeah, we'll all go on, and we'll all live, and we'll all be fine.
And we'll listen to One Direction. And we'll listen to a little more love.
A little more love. Not that I thought you could have more love, but just a little more love and a little more like dang.
Yeah. A little more perspective.
So
yeah. But that is it for this week. So give us a follow on our streaming platform. It's just from vinyl to streaming. Same with our socials, and subscribe on YouTube.
And let us know if there's anyone that you was an icon for you.
I mean, there's like Kurt
Cobain,
Elliott Smith.
I mean, we were talking about Sonny Bono. Yeah. I mean, he died tragically. I don't know. I mean, I thought he was decent. Yeah. Not my favorite, but he was before your time too.
Yeah. But
I used to watch the Sonny and Cher show.
Yeah. I've seen a couple.
So,
but yeah, let us know
if there was someone that just really affected you, or how you feel even about Liam passing.
Yeah, if you're grieving, we're grieving with you. Yeah. We love you.
All right. Well, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.